Gillian Anderson is one of those rare stars who manages to keep a low profile while still being an absolute icon. And let's be real, when you're a legend like her, even your fashion moments from decades ago can still get people talking. Case in point, her unforgettable whale tail moment at the 2001 Vanity Fair Oscar party. That night, Gillian showed up in a cropped, futuristic dress with tinted glasses, already a statement. But the real jaw-dropper was the back of her dress, which revealed her thong, a total Y2K fashion moment before we even had the words for it. And the story behind it, even better. Anderson has explained this legendary moment before, and it's honestly hilarious. She revealed in a TikTok video that she picked her dress last minute from options her agent sent over.
I didn't wear underwear to try it on because I could see that the back was so low that you couldn't wear underwear.
Then came the unexpected issue.
I noticed that my pubic hair was poking out the front.
Now, most people would panic or rush to book a waxing appointment. Not Gillian. She improvised.
Didn't occur to me to shave it. I don't think we did those things in those days, but even, it didn't occur to me to give myself a Brazilian. And so I opted for a thong and thought, it.
And just like that, she accidentally set a fashion trend. But this wasn't the only time Anderson shocked the fashion world. Fast forward to 2024, and she once again had everyone talking when she showed up in a dress with a very surprising design.
And the dress has Yonies, if you would like to pan down.
Yonies, yeah.
Yeah. Yonies, there are so many Yonies.
At first glance, it was subtle, but up close? Well, let's just say it made quite the statement.
Oh, for so many reasons. For so many reasons. It's brand appropriate.
Also, let's not forget her look at the 2023 British Fashion Awards. That red velvet Versace dress with a deep neckline, a bold choice, especially considering it nearly blended in with the carpet. But she made what could have been a disaster look effortlessly chic. Classic Gillian. Another thing Anderson isn't afraid of, wearing glasses on the red carpet. Most A-listers avoid them at big events, but Gillian is proof that glasses can be just as glamorous as any accessory. Remember her 2015 Chanel pre-BAFTA party appearance? She paired a fur-lapelled coat with her signature glasses, like a stylish professor who could school anyone in fashion.
I guess I've been quite outspoken over the years about just the importance of accepting oneself exactly how one is.
Oh, and if we're talking about daring looks, we can't forget the 1998 Golden Globes. Gillian was at the height of her X-Files fame, and she showed up in a Hervé Léger dress with a scalloped, vampy neckline that left everyone speechless. No doubt about it, she's always been ahead of her time. But Gillian isn't just about making fashion statements. She's been redefining strength and confidence since the X-Files days. As she told Harper's Bazaar, her character Dana Scully shaped her in ways she never expected. She had an intrinsic confidence and belief in herself that was, in the 90s, quite rare to see in a woman on television. And playing Scully rewired her own mindset. She got me acting as if I could do everything she could do. And in acting as if I could, I began to believe it and in myself. Self-belief does equate to power.
Follow your dreams, not your boyfriends.
Gillian's journey with self-belief didn't stop with Dana Scully. It set the stage for her next big move, empowering women to embrace their sensuality. That's why she wrote Want, a book where women, including her, share their intimate fantasies anonymously.
From women of all ages, from many different nations and countries and cultures from around the world.
For Gillian, fantasy is a way to step out of reality for a moment and fully embrace our deepest desires. But even she found it tough to open up about her own fantasies for the book.
I really struggled to write down my own fantasy. Yeah. It's very different to have it in your head than it is to actually put the words on a page.
Gillian was surprised by how much shame is still attached to talking about intimacy. I would have thought there would be less of it today. It was quite an eye-opener, she said. So her goal with the book is to encourage everyone to be more open about their desires and challenge the stigma.
Were you
letters.
surprised by the amount of letters that you got and the content of them? How honest people have been.
So honest.
Yeah.
It's remarkable how honest. I mean, I submitted my own letter.
But even as a true girl boss today, Gillian's journey to confidence and empowerment wasn't always easy. Long before her iconic roles and fashion moments, she faced a complicated childhood that helped shape the strong, fearless woman we know today. The actress had a bit of an unstable upbringing, moving with her parents from Chicago to Puerto Rico to London to Grand Rapids, Michigan, before finally returning to Chicago, where she attended DePaul University to study theater. If you've ever wondered why the actress seems to have different accents in her interviews, it's because she spent so much time living in both London and Chicago as a young girl. Anderson told The Guardian that it's easier for her to speak with an American accent in the US and then speak with her British lilt when she's in the UK.
Yeah, it goes back and forth because I grew up in both places, so it depends on who I'm talking to.
Her life in America could not have been more different from the London lifestyle that she knew and loved. She remembered being distant from the other students, often landing up in trouble and being sent to the principal's office. She was constantly made fun of by the other kids in her grade for her English accent, which led her to shy away from them. She never felt like her fellow classmates ever really accepted her for who she was. In fact, as an act of rebellion, she all glued the lockers shut at her high school and was later arrested. As if it was not enough for the young girl, she also had to adapt to big changes at home. When she was 13, her mother gave birth to her brother Aaron, and a year later, she welcomed her younger sister Zoe. Although she loved being an older sister, things at home took an unexpected and difficult turn for the family. When her brother Aaron was just 3 years old, he was diagnosed with neurofibromatosis, a genetic disorder that causes tumors to form on nerve tissue. In an interview with The Guardian, Anderson says she has been in therapy since the age of 14. There were times when it was really bad. There have been times in my life where I haven't wanted to leave the house.
There have been times when I have felt incredibly alone and that I'm the only person in the world who could be feeling that bad or that anxious or that afraid.
Can you imagine what an emotional struggle it must have been for the young actress at the time to have been battling to fit in at school and have to adjust to so many things at home? But despite all the weight on her shoulders, Gillian knew what she wanted to do with her life. After her graduation, she went on to study theater and then moved to LA to pursue her acting career. By the time the second season of X-Files was being filmed, Gillian married the show's lighting director Clyde Klotz and was soon pregnant. The couple flew with her lover to Hawaii, where their wedding took place in the presence of a Buddhist priest at the 17th hole of a golf course. The rising star feared that she might be fired or replaced on the show because of her pregnancy, but Chris Carter, the writer and producer of the series, reassured her that she wouldn't be going anywhere.
When I discovered that I had fallen pregnant, I really had to make the decision for myself whether it was something that I wanted, and I was determined to make it work.
Her daughter, Piper Maru, was born later in 1994. In just her mid-20s, the actress had to learn how to balance being a new mother, a wife, and her newfound celebrity status. X-Files was becoming increasingly popular, making Gillian a household name and the ultimate sci-fi woman. Unfortunately, while her career was booming, her marriage wasn't going so well. Just before she arrived at the 1997 Golden Globe Awards, the actress announced that her and husband Clyde had called it quits. The actress did not let her failure of her first marriage hold her back from finding love again. In 2004, she tied the knot with journalist Julian Ozon on a Kenyan beach. Unfortunately, the union only lasted 16 months before she surprised her fans by announcing their divorce. Soon after her second divorce, she began dating businessman Mark Griffiths. The couple never married. They were together for 6 years and had 2 sons, Oscar and Felix. While her relationship with Mark might have been going well, the actress suffered a tragic loss in her family. At the young age of 30, her younger brother Aaron passed away after a 3-year-long battle with cancer. It was said that his brain tumor may have been related to the condition he had been diagnosed with as a child. Just a year later, Gillian confirmed her split with Mark Griffiths, and it is said that they are now happily co-parenting their 2 sons. Whether it was the all pressure from her growing schedule for the X-Files and the demands of the Hollywood celebrity status, or the self-doubt she would experience about her appearance during a photo shoot, or the worries of motherhood. The actress explained that said she suffered, and continues to suffer, from episodes she calls light depression. After her breakup with Mark, the actress remained single for a while, taking the time to enjoy her own company and spend time with her kids. I am content. I don't feel anything is lacking in my life. I certainly don't sit on bar stools, pining, but the fact is I just haven't met anyone. Perhaps it's that she hadn't just met the right one. It seems that the actress was enjoying her time as a single woman because it was a whole 4 years later that she began dating screenwriter Peter Morgan. The pair even worked on The Crown together. As the couple began filming the 4th season of the show,
Just because there aren't any suitable candidates. But I have found women in general tend not to be suited to high office.
where Gillian brilliantly portrays former British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher.
It took a lot of research and a lot of practice and a wig or two.
The actress set firm restrictions from the beginning. For our own sanity and actually for the benefit of the relationship, we had very clear boundaries, Anderson told Harper's Bazaar. Eventually, the couple settled on the very simple rule: I'm not going to comment on the script, but you are not allowed to comment on the performance.
You know, from the very beginning, he wasn't talking to me about it anymore. He didn't even want my opinion.
It seems, however, that despite having set up rules for themselves while filming, that the couple decided to call off their relationship just recently. The pair were together for 4 years, and although reasons for their parting haven't been confirmed, we can only speculate for now. Despite the split, the pair allegedly remain great friends, but struggled to stay together because of various work commitments and family logistics, according to the Daily Mail. Anderson may have had a tough upbringing and suffered her fair share of headache, but she's made one thing clear to all of us: it isn't going to stop her. She's a pillar of strength for women all over the world, reminding them to stay strong and stand up for themselves. We can only imagine what the world of TV and film has in store for the talented actress. Looking at the roles that she's performed in the last few years, all we have to say is that we can't wait for what she's going to do next.